Good morning, everyone. This is lecture number 29 of Engineering Thermodynamics. In last lecture, we saw that for the phase change, we need to supply sensible heat and latent heat. These are some saturation pressure for saturation temperature. These are the saturation pressure and saturation temperature means at which the substance is ready to change the phase. Substance is ready to change the phase. We are specifically talking about water. At 1 atmospheric pressure means 1.01325 bar. At 1.01325 bar, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, and these values represent the sea level condition. These values represent the sea level condition. If the height of the substance changes from the sea level condition, then this parameter also changes. If the height increases, saturation pressure decreases as well as saturation temperature decreases. Look at the figure, TB diagram, temperature volume diagram. If the pressure is 0.1 bar, it requires less sensible heat to raise its temperature from subcool temperature to saturation temperature, and latent heat required to change the phase is more. As the pressure increases, latent heat required is reduced. As the pressure increases, latent heat required is reduced, and latent heat becomes zero at a critical pressure. Critical pressure is 221.2 bar. At critical pressure of 221.2 bar and 374.1 degrees Celsius, water directly convert from liquid phase to vapor phase without boiling. And the condition above the critical condition, water directly convert from liquid phase to vapor phase, liquid to gas directly without boiling, without undergoing the boiling. But below critical condition, water has to go through boiling. During boiling means phase change, latent heat is to be supplied. Latent heat is to be supplied. As the pressure increases, latent heat decreases and sensible heat increases. As the pressure decreases, latent heat increases and sensible heat decreases. Phase change process of water on PV diagram, we have already seen this. These points represents the saturated water. These points represent the saturated water, and these points represents saturated vapor. If we join saturated liquid point and saturated vapor point, we get a dome, and that dome is called as saturated dome or saturated curve, saturation curve. And when liquid saturation line and vapor saturation line intersect, that point is a critical point. When we join the saturation liquid point and saturation vapor point during a phase change, we get a saturation dome. The point of intersection of saturation liquid and saturation vapor point is called as a critical point. As the pressure increases, latent heat decreases. Beyond the critical point, liquid directly gets converted into vapor. As the pressure increases, latent heat decreases but sensible heat increases, because as the pressure increases, water required more temperature to change the phase, or saturation temperature also increases. Consider this pressure volume diagram, PV diagram. This line is a saturation liquid line, and this line is a saturation vapor line. When saturation vapor line and saturation liquid line intersect, that intersecting point is called as a critical point. Now, on the left hand side of saturation liquid line, liquid is in a compressed or subcooled form. It is not a saturated. Suppose we want to change the phase of subcooled or compressed liquid, first of all we have to supply sensible heat to raise its temperature from subcooled temperature to saturation temperature. On the right hand side of vapor line, it is a superheated vapor. It is a superheated vapor, means vapor has been liquid has been converted into vapor and its temperature has been increased further. Suppose we want to convert superheated vapor into liquid, we have to cool superheated vapor first up to a saturated vapor, then its phase change takes place, and phase change takes place at constant temperature and constant pressure. During phase change, temperature remains constant. For atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atmosphere, saturation temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. That is, water starts changing its phase at 100 degrees Celsius, and water will become complete vapor or saturated vapor at 100 degrees Celsius. From saturated liquid to saturated vapor, its temperature is same, and that temperature is called as a saturation temperature. Now, on the left hand side of saturation liquid line, it is a compressed or subcooled liquid. On saturated liquid line, it is a saturated liquid. On saturated vapor line, it is a saturated vapor. Saturated means it is ready to change the phase. And after, on the right hand side of saturated vapor, it is superheated vapor. Now, between saturated liquid line and saturated vapor line, it is a mixed phase, a mixture of saturated liquid and saturated water. Mixture of saturated liquid and saturated water. This is a PV diagram for pure substance, and this diagram represents the pure substance which contracts on expanding. We will discuss this figure in detail in next slide. Phase change process of water on PT diagram, pressure temperature diagram. This diagram is called as a triple point diagram or phase change diagram. Look at here, this point represents a triple point. At this point, water exhibits in all three phases, that is liquid, solid and gaseous. At this point, water exhibits in all three phases, that is liquid, solid and gas, means water, vapor and ice. Now this line is called as a saturation solid liquid line. This line is called as a saturation liquid vapor line, and this line is called as a saturation solid vapor line. On the left hand side of this saturation line, the substance is in a solid condition. When the solid is heated, it melts. When the solid is heated, it melts and converts into liquid phase. Therefore, heating process is called as a melting process. And here, substance is in a liquid condition. When the substance is cooled, it converts into solid phase. That process is called as a freezing process. Melting process is a conversion of solid into liquid, and freezing process is a conversion of liquid into solid. Now this line is a saturation liquid vapor line. When the liquid is heated, it converts into vapor. This process is called as a evaporation. When the gas is cooled, the gas converts into liquid phase, and this process is called as a condensation. Now there is a process in which solid can be directly converted into vapor. That process is called as a sublimation. This line represents the solid vapor line, saturated solid vapor line. Here, substance is in a solid phase. When the substance is heated, substance directly converted into vapor. Without undergoing a liquid phase. When the gas is cooled, gas directly converts into solid phase, and that process is called as a deposition. Conversion of solid into vapor is called sublimation, and conversion of vapor into solid is called as deposition. The same figure is explained here. This is a triple point. This is a liquid, solid. Conversion of solid into liquid is a melting process. Liquid to vapor is a vaporization. Solid to vapor is a sublimation. And this point is a critical point. This point is a critical point. We have already discussed what is critical point. Critical point is a one at which liquid directly convert into vapor without boiling. And this line represents the saturation condition where boiling takes place. But this is the last point where boiling will not take place. Here sensible heat is 0. Now the condition at triple point. At triple point, temperature is 0.01 degree Celsius and pressure is 0.006113 bar. If the temperature is 0.01 degree Celsius and pressure is 0.006113 bar, then water exists in a three phase, that is ice, vapor and liquid. Now critical point. It is a point of intersection of saturation liquid line and saturation vapor line on the saturation dome. Beyond the critical point, liquid directly gets converted into vapor or latent heat at and beyond critical point is 0. Latent heat at critical point and beyond critical point is 0. The critical temperature is 374.1 degrees Celsius and critical pressure is 221.2 bar, and the specific volume at critical condition 0.003155 meter cube per kg. Now triple point. At at condition where all three phases of pure substance, that is solid, liquid and gas, coexist in equilibrium. Triple point of water is 0.01 degree Celsius and 0.006113 bar. Triple line. The line joining all the point with three phase in equilibrium is called as a triple line. There are three lines which meet at a single point, and that point is a triple point. Now the normal boiling point of the water, normal boiling point at normal pressure or atmospheric pressure is 1.0325 bar, and normal boiling point at normal atmospheric condition is 100 degrees Celsius, that is 212 Fahrenheit. Sublimation. What is sublimation? We have already seen the conversion of solid into vapor or solid into gas directly. This process is called as a sublimation. A substance can pass through solid to vapor phase in two ways. Solid is heated to liquid and then subsequently to vapor. First way is to heat solid from solid phase to liquid phase and then liquid to vapor. This is the first step, or we can say first way to convert solid into vapor. Second way, solid directly vaporizes into vapor, which is called sublimation. Solid directly evaporate into vapor, which is called sublimation. At pressure lower than triple point, substance cannot exist in liquid phase. Below triple point, substance cannot exist in a liquid phase. Solid sublimes to vapor state directly. Solid sublimes to vapor state directly. Means below triple point, ice directly convert into vapor. You might have seen ice is vaporizing. Vapor coming out of the ice. Means solid is directly converting into vapor without first converting into liquid phase. Solid room freshener directly sublimes to gas rate. You might have seen solid room fresheners. We use room freshener, we use some fresheners in bathroom. We hang it, and by the time the material of that freshener goes on reducing, that is, it is evaporating. Saturation temperature and saturation pressure. We have already seen that saturation pressure or a saturation temperature is the condition at which phase change takes place. At which phase change takes place. The temperature at which water starts boiling depend upon the pressure. Therefore, if the pressure is fixed, so is the boiling temperature. The temperature at which water starts boiling is called as a boiling temperature, and the corresponding pressure at that boiling temperature is called as a saturation pressure. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmosphere. It means at 100 degrees Celsius saturation pressure is 1 atmosphere, or we can say at 1 atmosphere pressure saturation temperature is 100 degree Celsius. Temperature, saturation temperature and saturation pressure are corresponding to each other. It is not like that if the water is boiling and water is boiling at a particular temperature and water is not at saturation pressure. It is not like that. If the water is boiling, it means water is at saturation temperature and saturation pressure both. Saturation temperature, the temperature at which pure substance changes phase at a given pressure. The temperature at which pure substance changes the phase is called a saturation temperature. Saturation pressure, the pressure at which pure substance changes the phase is called as a saturation pressure at a given temperature. It means the substance at which it changes the phase, the condition at which the particular pressure or a particular temperature at which substance changes the phase is called as a saturation pressure and saturation temperature. Look at here. This is a pressure line, this is a temperature line, and pressure is given in a kilopascal. That is 200 kilopascal means 2 bar, 400 kilopascal means 4 bar, 600 kilopascal means 6 bar. At 0.006 bar, at 0.006 bar, water boils at 0 degree Celsius. Water boils at 0 degree Celsius. Here 0.006 not given, since it is a very small value, it is given 0, which you can say that at 0 pressure water starts boiling at 0. As the pressure increases, boiling temperature also increases. As the pressure increases, boiling temperature also increases. Here at 100 degrees Celsius, at 100 degrees Celsius it is approximately 1 bar. At 2 bar it is approximately 125 degrees Celsius. At 4 bar it is approximately 150 degrees Celsius. As the saturation pressure increases, saturation temperature also increases. The liquid vapor saturation curve of a pure substance, numeric values are at 0 degree Celsius. Suppose you want to boil water at 0 degree Celsius, its pressure should be 0.61 kilopascal. 0.61 kilopascal means 0.0061 bar. Suppose you want to boil water at 100 degrees Celsius, its pressure should be 1.01325 bar, that is 101.4 or 13 kilopascal. If you want to boil water at minus 10 degrees Celsius, you have to bring pressure of water to 0.26 kilopascal, that is 0.0026 bar. It means we can say as the saturation temperature increases, saturation pressure also increases. Means both are directly proportional. Saturation pressure and saturation temperature are directly proportional. If we want to boil water at high temperature, we need to increase the pressure of water. In power plant, water doesn't boil at 100 degrees Celsius. In power plant, water doesn't boil at 100 degrees Celsius because pressure of water is very high. Pressure of water is very high. Therefore, water boils at higher temperature. Water boils at higher temperature. Now, latent heat. Latent heat is the amount of heat required to change the phase of a substance at saturation temperature. subcooled liquid, subcooled water is raised, temperature of subcooled water is raised up to the saturation temperature. Saturation temperature means at saturation temperature water will start boiling, but water will not convert into vapor unless and until latent heat is supplied. Means latent heat is also called as heat of vaporization in case of evaporation. There are two types of latent heat of fusion and latent heat of evaporation. Latent heat of fusion means when we want to convert ice into liquid, then we supply latent heat of fusion, and that fusion process is a conversion of solid into liquid. But when we want to convert a liquid into vapor, then we need to supply latent heat of vaporization. The amount of energy absorbed or released during a phase change is called as a latent heat. The amount of energy released or absorbed during a phase change. When liquid phase is converting into vapor, then energy will be absorbed. When vapor phase will convert into liquid phase, then energy will be released. Latent heat of fusion. The amount of energy absorbed during a melting. The amount of energy absorbed during a melting. During melting means conversion of ice into liquid water. It is equivalent to the amount of energy released during a freezing. It is equivalent to the amount of energy released during a freezing. Suppose ice is converted into water. Ice is converted into water. The amount of heat supplied is called as a latent heat of fusion. That is added. Heat added. Suppose liquid is converted into ice. Then heat is removed. Latent heat of vaporization. The amount of energy absorbed absorbed during the vaporization, and it is equivalent to the energy released during a condensation. Latent heat of vaporization means amount of heat required to convert liquid phase into vapor phase. The magnitude of latent heat depends on the temperature or pressure at which phase change occurs. We have already seen that magnitude means value of latent heat decreases as the saturation temperature and saturation pressure increases. Magnitude of latent heat increases as the saturation pressure and saturation temperature decreases. Therefore, the value of latent heat depends upon saturation temperature and saturation pressure. At 1 atmospheric pressure, the latent heat of fusion of water is 333.7 kJ per kg. Means to convert ice into water, we need to supply 333.7 kJ per kg of latent heat, and a latent heat of vaporization 2256.5 kJ per kg. Means to convert water into vapor, we need to supply 2256.5 kJ per kg of latent heat. Therefore, 333.7 kJ per kg is the latent heat of ice, and latent heat of water is 2256.5. This condition is at atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure and thus the boiling temperature of the water decreases with the elevation. Decrease with the elevation means whenever we talk about any pressure and temperature, this is at a sea level condition, and atmospheric pressure, 1 atmosphere is at a sea level condition, but at the elevation, that is height, increases, the pressure and temperature decreases. Saturation pressure and saturation temperature decrease. Look at here, variation of the standard atmospheric pressure and boiling temperature of water with altitude. If the elevation is 0 means we are talking about the sea level condition. At sea level condition, atmospheric pressure is 101.33 kilopascal, that is 1.01325 bar, and boiling temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Means at at sea level condition, the saturation pressure is 101.33 kilopascal and 100 degrees Celsius. as the height from sea level condition increases to 1000 meter, then pressure decreases as well as temperature, saturation pressure as well as saturation temperature decreases. As the height increases, saturation pressure and saturation temperature decrease. At 20,000 meter, it means 20 kilometer above the sea level, water start boils at 5.53 kilopascal and 34.7 degrees Celsius. Means atmospheric pressure will be 5.53 kilopascal, and at this pressure boiling point will be 34.7 degrees Celsius. A PV diagram for pure substance. Here you can see two different diagrams for pure substance. This is a pure substance in which is contracts on boiling, and this is for pure substance which expands for on boiling. We know that when water is cooled, when the water is freezes, its volume increases. When the water is freezes, the volume increases. It means water expands on freezing. But there are some other material like oil or some other material which contracts on freezing. One freezing, its specific volume reduces. But water is a substance. When freezing, its specific volume increases. Volume increases. We will see why it is increasing. For that, this is a PV diagram for the substance that contracts on freezing. This is a solid phase. When the solid is heated, it converts into liquid phase, and the transformation of phase is called as a saturation condition, in which solid and liquid both occurs. Solid and liquid phase coexist. Now this is a liquid phase. This is a subcooled liquid, and this is a saturation curve. On this line, it is saturated liquid. This is a critical point, and this is saturated vapor, and this is superheated vapor. And this is a phase change process, and inside this dome it is a liquid plus vapor. Now this line represents the triple line. Triple point line. On this line, substance coexist in all three phases, that is liquid, solid and gas. Below this line, substance coexist in a solid plus vapor, and vapor state. This line is called as a sublimation line. This is a solid and this is a vapor. This is solid and this is a vapor, and between this line represents the phase change or saturation curve for solid to vapor directly. Now, PV diagram for a substance which expands on freezing. Water expands on freezing. Therefore, this PV diagram represents water. This is solid phase. This is liquid phase, and this line represents this curve. This portion represents the phase change process in which substance coexist in a solid plus liquid phase. Now this saturation liquid line, this is subcooled liquid, it's a critical point. Saturated vapor. This middle portion represents the mixed phase, liquid plus vapor. This is a triple line, and on triple line, all three phases, that is solid, liquid and gases coexist, and below the triple line it is solid plus vapor phase. This is sublimation line. Here it is solid, here it is a solid plus liquid, and it is a vapor. PVT diagram. Now this is a three-dimensional PVT diagram. Now what we have seen here, this is a 2D diagram, pressure, volume. This is pressure, volume and temperature diagram for the substance which contracts on freezing. Here it is a solid phase, it is a liquid phase, between solid and liquid is a solid plus liquid. Critical point, it is a vapor phase. This is a triple line. On the triple line, all three phases coexist. This is sublimation line. This is sublimation line. Here it is a vapor, mixture of solid and vapor, and is solid. This is a liquid saturation line, this is vapor saturation line, and middle portion represents the liquid plus vapor. Similarly, for the substance which expands on freezing like water, here you can see the difference between these two diagrams. Here this curve is coming inside the triple point and this curve is going outside the triple line. Why? Because water expands, specific volume of water increases while freezing, and this is a PVT diagram for substance in which substance contracts, specific volume decreases on freezing. Now we'll see why water expands on freezing. Look at here. This is a liquid form. This is a water. This is a water. When it is in a water form, molecules, that is H2O, is freely movable. It is molecules of H2O are moving around other molecules, and there is no proper sequence or no proper structure of H2O. When water gets solidified, they form a proper structure. They form a hexagonal proper structure, and this structure is a tetrahedral. This structure is a tetrahedral form, and as it comes in a proper form, the angle between arms of the molecules is 105 degrees Celsius. 105 degrees Celsius. But when it forms solid, when it solidifies, its angle increases to 108 degrees Celsius. Its angle increases to 108 degrees Celsius. It means its specific volume increases and it expands on solidification, expands on freezing. The basic idea is that water molecules are V-shaped. Water molecules are V-shaped. That is 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, H2O. Water molecules are V-shaped with about 105 degrees separating two arms of V. Look at here. This angle is 105 degree. There is an oxygen at the bottom of the V and 1 hydrogen at the each of the arm of the V. This is oxygen and these are hydrogens. It goes from mixed up liquid state where all these V's are just sliding around each other when water freezes. Okay? When water freezes, it goes from mixed up liquid state where all these V's are just sliding around each other to an ordered crystalline solid state where all V's have to connect with each other in nicely ordered solid shape. Look at here, these molecules are not connected. These molecules are freely movable. But when liquid is freeze, all the molecules get connected. All the molecules get connected. They come into proper structure. The closest and easiest solid crystal shape for the something that exists as a 105 degree. V is a hexagonal. Really tetrahedral in 3D. If you see, it is a tetrahedral. This is look like a hexagon, but it is a tetrahedral form. Think of it as a flat hexagonal snowflake shape, but it is really goes in 3-dimensional. To get this shape, the water molecule V angle has to open up a bit to about 108 degrees. Normally it is about 109.447 degree. Okay. When this form in a tetrahedral in 3D form, the angle of 105 degrees Celsius expands to 108 degrees Celsius. When the water freezes, water molecules reorient and intermolecular spacing increase, and hence the water expands on freezing. Now thermodynamic properties of substance. We'll see some properties we have already seen in unit 1. Pressure, it is the force per unit area exerted by certain mass of a gas on the wall of a container. Force per unit area exerted by gas on the wall of a container. It is the measure of thermal state of heat. Temperature is the measure of thermal state or heat contained in a substance, and it is represented by Kelvin or degree Celsius. Now volume, it is a physical space occupied by the gas in universe and is represented by meter cube. Enthalpy, it is a total heat contained of a substance and is represented by kilojoule. Specific enthalpy is represented by kilojoule per kg. Specific enthalpy means enthalpy is specifically supplied for 1 kg of substance. Enthalpy is also defined as it is a sum of internal energy and flow work. U is the internal energy and PV is the flow work. Latent heat, we already seen. Latent heat is heat required to change the phase. There are two types of latent heat. Latent heat of melting, it is called as latent heat of fusion, and latent heat of evaporation. Latent heat is represented as HFG. This HFG is a latent heat of evaporation. Hg minus Hf. V represents capital H for total enthalpy and small h for specific enthalpy. Specific volume, it is a volume occupied by 1 kg of mass of a substance. Specific volume we know that the space occupied by the gas in a container, it is a volume, but space occupied by the 1 kg of gas, space occupied by the 1 kg of gas or per kg, it's called as a specific volume. Specific volume is a volume per unit mass. Density, it is a density is a reciprocal of specific volume, or it is defined as mass per unit volume. It is the mass of substance occupied 1 meter cube of volume. Specific heat of substance, it is specific heat means amount of heat is required to raise the temperature of substance by 1 degree Celsius. Means suppose we want to increase the temperature of 1 kg of substance by 1 degree, we need to supply specific heat. It is the heat required in kilojoule to raise temperature of 1 kg of mass by 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. Increase by 1 degree Celsius and 1 Kelvin is the same. Specific heat of specific heat at constant pressure. Now there are two types of specific heat: specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of substance at constant pressure is called as specific heat at constant pressure. It is represented by Cp. Specific heat at constant volume is represented by Cv. It is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of substance through 1 Kelvin or 1 degree Celsius at constant volume. Adiabatic index. Gamma is a adiabatic index and it is a ratio of specific volume. Gamma is a ratio of specific volume, that is Cp by Cv. Entropy, we have already seen. Entropy is the measure of disorder present in the substance. Entropy is basically associated with the loss of useful energy when system is undergoing a process. Exergy. Exergy nothing but we have already seen in engines, the amount of available heat, the amount available energy is nothing but a useful energy which is converted into useful work, and that available energy is exergy. Exergy, it is a measure of useful energy that is extracted from a total energy. Suppose Q is a total energy and that energy is converted into W and Q2 is rejected. Then W is a available energy and it is a useful form of energy. Therefore, it is exergy. It is the measure of useful energy that can be extracted from total energy. Exergy represents the available useful energy. Entropy is the representation of energy destroyed when the system undergoes a process. Now, incompressible substance. The substance whose density or specific volume is constant is called as a incompressible fluid. Normally, liquids are incompressible substance. Liquids are incompressible. Means the volume and density of liquid can't be changed. But when the liquid is converted into vapor, its density and specific volume changes.